Hi everybody, my name is Dave Hallett and I'll be your host for How to Connect Like a Real Human Being. You know, we've done RHB events around the world and thousands of people have experienced what you're about to experience. You may have been given your ticket, you may be coming with a friend, or you may have won it in a contest. My job right now is to give you the most for your time. There's a few interactive sessions during RHB. It's not really a bunch of people running around shoving business cards at each other or flashing resumes in your face. It's more how to be authentic and sincere so people like you, trust you, and want to introduce you to their network. So let me give you a few guidelines. One time during the evening, somebody's going to try and pay you a compliment. Now, we don't really have a dress code for RHB, but the fact is that people are going to look you up and down, and if you dress neatly and professionally, quite often they'll be more likely to want to introduce you to their network. So I would suggest to people, try and wear something that invites conversation. You know, something that tells people a little bit about yourself. Because sometimes if they're going to meet 5 or 6 people, it's really important that you stand out in their mind. I always, by the way, wear a pin. I have an RHB pin, it invites a lot of conversation, and those will be available at the talk as well. During another interactive session, people are going to ask you what you do for fun in your spare time. What do you do on weekends? So if your passion is gardening, or golfing, or rock climbing, a few years ago, my wife and I just finished Ironman competition. It was about our 5th one, and that's a long day. Now, I don't bring that up every time I talk to people, but the fact is it's something I've done that I'm pretty proud of, and if people ask me what I do in my spare time, sometimes I talk to them about triathlon. If you don't really have anything you do for fun in your spare time, try and think about something you'd like to do in your spare time, and you'll be able to share that with people as well. Finally, people are going to ask you what your biggest challenge is. In this case, it's really important to be as specific as you can. For example, if you're searching for a new career or a new job, if somebody says, "How can I help you?" it's better to say, "You know what, do you know anybody who works at the United Nations? Or do you know anybody who's an engineer? Or do you know anybody who works at RIM? Or do you know anybody who works at City of Toronto?" Because they're more likely to think of somebody in that occupation as somebody they know than just you're looking for a job. And if you're an entrepreneur and you're coming to my talk and somebody says, "What's your biggest challenge?" it's better to think about the problem you solve. So if somebody says, "How can I help you?" it's better to say, "Well, you know, I really try and help first-time home buyers, first time they're buying a house, because there's usually a lot of things they need to consider. That's what I do. I'm a real estate agent. But if you know anybody, they're thinking of buying a house for the very first time, I'd like to see if I can help them out." So when somebody asks you what your biggest challenge is, don't say life sucks. Finally, be proactive. If you're coming on your own, that's great. You might meet some good people. But why not think about inviting somebody to come with you? Somebody from your industry, your boss, your next door neighbor. I guarantee they'll have a good time and you'll get the credit. See you there.